Yo, hello ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. We're back at it with another weekly markup. I did not do a weekly markup for GBP USD this week. Why? Because I am currently in a trade. As you can see, GBP USD sells. I already took some profit on this trade, which actually we could go over it right here. You can see GBP USD 90 pips. I should have risked a little bit more on this trade, but I'm fine because it was a really good position. As you can see, H4, let me hop in the full screen. On the H4, we had a strong area of supply, you can see, untested. And then as soon as price tested, I knew that, okay, we're either gonna have the, let me go into the 1 hour. We're either gonna have the pullback back into this zone. Maybe at this zone we can have a either set risk free or secure some profit, but then price continued mounting. You push through the zone, even create a lower high and continued mounting, right? But as soon as price tested it, instant reaction, instant bearish reaction. That's where I got in. I got in around right here. Let's see my entry, 134.998. So 134.998. So I mean 134.997 by 1. So it was around here. It was around Asian session. So yeah, so like around 1700. And then price instantly melted. And as soon as I saw the instant melting, as soon as I saw price instantly melting, I was like, you know what, this is gonna continue melting, because I had a perfect stop loss too. Look at this double. You can see the previous area of demand turned into supply over here, and then it turned into a double top. So I was like, you know what, if price is really gonna buy, it's gonna break above here, and then it's gonna continue pushing up all the way to this high right here. And that's why that was my perfect stop loss. Price tested the H4 supply, instantly respected it, and continued melting. And I'm targeting this low over here, which price, I mean, it already gave me 90 pips. I secured a multiple. I secured at 6. Oh no, I secured at 50 pips and then a 90 pips. And then right now I'm just holding the last final position. That it's either gonna stop me out of break even, or it's either gonna hit TP. All right, so that's why the main bias is still remains, especially as you can see on this H4. I can start removing this, clean up the chart, and I'm currently, all right, so you can see price is still below this previous area of demand, supply below. What is it doing right now? Look, we're right below it as well too. So as long as we stay below this zone, we should be fine. And maybe, just maybe, if maybe price starts giving us a, let's say if it breaks this zone right here, and it gives us some break of structure, we could already start looking for maybe even adding positions. But we have to start waiting. Right now, that's why I'm just waiting risk free. Right, so that's the trade I'm currently in, and it could even continue melting back to 132. Because look at this, at 132 we do have a strong area of demand that has not been tested as well. I mean, I had one here on the 1 hour. You can see 1 hour strong area of demand that has not been tested, which is why I'm targeting this low, right? But if it does break this low, it's definitely coming back down to 132. Let me delete this, and I'm targeting this low. So now we just hold the trade. So now let's get into the weekly markup. Let's start up with GJ. You can pause it and read it. GJ, fully bullish. So let's get into the monthly. You can already see on the monthly, support respected above 18500. We have a bullish engulfing candle, and we have a higher low above 195. We have a bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above 208. And all of these levels matter because, as you can see, it has been a previous strong area of supply, previous strong area of supply, previous strong area of demand, previous strong area of demand, And then this level 215, previous strong area of supply. But over here, look, it did not really have any strength. We already tested it, we rejected it, and we rejected it only to create a higher low above 208, right? Previous area of supply turning into demand again, or for the first time. So now price is approaching 215 again. We hop into the weekly. You can see on the weekly bullish uptrend, we have a weekly bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above 208, and price is literally on the way to 215. The previous weekly candle, it did close bullish, but it did not bullish engulf this wick right here. I would have liked it for it to close something like this and actually engulf this wick right here. It did not do that, but it still did close bullish, so I still see it melting. I still see it flying to 215. And now this, we can see it better on the 4 hour. We have a 4 hour supply zone right here, but it is not showing any strength. Look, the first test, it melted below the zone at 214, which it's obviously as well previous area of supply and demand, but now we just broke above it and we created a higher low. So price is still overall bullish. Now the thing is, what is price gonna do when it hits 215? Is it gonna melt? Is it gonna melt as soon as it tests it, or are we gonna break above to continue flying? I'm pretty sure we're gonna break above and continue flying, and then come reach all the way to this high to 216,500. So on the daily, we're bullish uptrend respected. We're above this supply and demand zone. We're literally on the way to 215. And on the 4 hour, literally what I just explained, we just have to wait for what price does at 215. I'm looking for this break of structure above and continuation to the upside. And then maybe here we could have ourselves. As soon as price tests 216,500, we could maybe, if we don't, I mean, that's how they could do it. It could either reject and continue back down, or break above and continue bullish. That's why we just literally, all we have to do is wait. Patience really pays. So now let's get into the next. USD CAD. You can pause it and read it. Monthly bearish turning bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish turning bearish, H4 H1 bearish. So USD CAD is actually, it's actually USD CAD. I missed some shorts at this level right here. As you can see, previous strong area of supply. As soon as price tested it, boom, instant drop. But even though price is still bullish on the daily, it is turning bearish because of this test of this previous area of supply, which is 138,600. Price did do a bearish engulfing candle, and it's looking like it's creating lower highs. But let's get into the monthly. On the monthly, you can see we're bearish. We're bearish turning bullish because price also did fail to keep on breaking lows below 135,500, and now we're approaching back to 139. But we're still bearish because we are below 139, and look at this previous area of supply below 146. So now on the weekly we are bullish. The support got respected above 135,500. The previous two weekly bullish engulfing candles, and then until this weekly close, which was the rejection below the previous area of strong supply, which is 138,600. But I mean, price could continue flying from here too. On the 4 hour, we are bearish. So on the weekly we're bullish, on the way back to 139. But then on the daily, you could already see the previous daily supply. It did get respected, and it caused this reaction right here, daily bearish engulfing candle and the rejection below. And now we hop into the 4 hour. We are bearish already. Just stopped testing this previous area of supply and demand. You can see, and I literally, oh man, I missed these sales, dude. I could have been in these sales right here. Something like this. I mean, stop loss, I would have put in my stop loss about 139. TP all the way back to 135,500. Therefore, on the 4 hour, we are bearish. If I would have already been in sales, look at this. Break of structure. This was the first break of structure. And then price broke this structure over here. And then look what it did. Where we previously had a structure, we created a lower high. So we're bearish on the 4 hour as long as we stay below 138,600. Price could literally maybe come either here or maybe even here and still melt down. I would like to see price break above here for it to consider for it to be considered bullish again. Right now we're bearish. So now we just have to wait for a potential entry. Maybe we do get the pullback here to continue back down, or price could break these lows and continue down as well. Maybe here would be a first target because it's obviously another previous area of supply and demand. On the 4 hour and the 1 hour we're bearish, even though on the 1 hour you could already see it created a double bottom, but we have to wait for how price reacts to this zone right here, to this high. Is it gonna create a double bottom here, or is it gonna break above it and continue bullish? So actually I have an alert here, but you know what, let me put it here. So I thought price was gonna come back down to, on the 15 minute, you can see on the 15 minute we have a strong area of demand right here after creating the double bottom. So I was thinking price could maybe come back down and test this to then continue bullish and then do the drop. So it's literally just a fractal. So maybe actually we could get the potential pullback down, but we just have to wait. We're bearish on the 4 hour now, and honestly I would just wait for price to get to this zone right here. Either we're gonna get the sales off of it, or we're gonna get the buys off of it, this high right here. But for more than likely, now that we're bearish, we're either gonna get the sales to continue back down to 137, and then at 137 we could get the pullback back to the upside, or we could break below and continue back down. Now we just have to wait. Now let's get into UJ and then NCD CAD. UJ monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, H4 H1 bullish, correlating with GJ. You can see this happen to the monthly. The monthly overall bullish engulfing candle and higher lows above 125. Support respected above 14500. We have a bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above 152, as you can see. Actually, we could even stretch 152 all the way over here. It's a really strong area of supply and demand. You can see 2,000 pips to the downside, 1,000 pips to the upside, and then 1,900 pips over here. So 152 strong, and then 160 is very strong as well. All of these key levels matter. Now on the weekly, previous area of supply and demand, you can see we're back above the previous area of supply and demand, and you can see we're bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above 152, and then we barely just created another weekly bullish engulfing candle above 158,500, which, as you can see, previous strong area of supply, demand above it, not really as strong, but we are above, and over here as well, bullish engulfing candle above. So now price is literally looking like it's gonna on its way to 160 and 162. On the daily, you can see on the daily we respected this previous area. I mean, we respected the support right here. We have a bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above 158, which this is where I had gotten in sales last week, but price started raging and then I closed. But honestly, if I would have just stayed in the trade, I would have been in profit right now, and price is still on its way back to 160, 162. So still bullish.
even though we're ranging. So you can see we broke some structure here. So maybe price could give us a pullback back to the zone and continue bullish. But I would rather just wait for price to hit 160. Either this to continue back down, or this to continue back to the upside. That's pretty much it. We just have to wait for the strong zones. And actually this could give us a really strong pullback to the downside. Because why? Because it's a strong area of supply. So we could maybe get something like this.
Shit, man, I was getting a fucking scratch in my back. I was getting an itch in my back. Alright, so all we have to do is just wait for price to hit this zone, previous strong area of supply, right at 160. It's either gonna test it and reject it, or either gonna break above it, create a higher low above 160 and continue to the upside. All we have to do is just wait. Now, last but not least, NZD CAD. Monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, H4, H1 bullish, NZD CAD is fully bullish. Ooh, but you can see on the 4 hour, we're already turning bearish. We're already failing to break highs above 0.82,700, which is a strong zone. So on the monthly, we were bearish, and we flipped the bullish here after price failed to keep on breaking lows below 0.78,500, then created a bullish engulfing candle above 0.80, and then the higher low above 0.80 again, and then another bullish engulfing candle above 0.80. But if we zoom in a little, you can see, well, actually on the weekly, you can see previous area of supply, and then boom, we're testing it again. So now we can maybe actually, even though we are bullish on the weekly, on the daily, we're still bullish. But now on the 4 hour, you know what, I'm gonna change it. We're bullish turning bearish. Why? Because now we're failing to break highs above 0.82,700. So now actually we might get the pullback all the way back down to 0.81,600 and something like this, or the continuation back down. Holy smokes, this guy should be a potential trade soon. Now on the 15 minute, you can already see we broke some structure here, and we are creating some lower highs. Now we're gonna see if price is gonna stay below this zone. And actually we do have this other minor zone as well. So actually I would like for price to break below this zone, and then we would have actually a nice trade. Damn, dude, the thing is, you could have already possibly been in the trade here. On the 5 minute. Yeah, based off of the 5 minute, after we tested 0.82, we had a strong 5 minute supply. Price tested it, so you could have gotten in here. Stop loss above 0.82,700, and still targeting 0.81,700, which would have been the next strong zone. Shoot. Price would have gone into drawdown a little bit, but your stop loss would have been fine, and then boom, boom,
boom. Man, I should have been in this trade already. When was I able to take this trade? Friday at 8. Fuck. New York session. You know what? But now look at this. Where I did market, we do have a previous area of strong demand. So now how is price gonna react to this? It could only react to it two ways. It could either react to it bullishly and maybe come back up to 082, 700, or we could break below it and continue melting. And actually here would be an extra, it would be like adding to the south. But you would need to see that bearish engulfing candle and the lower high below to continue back down. Because also this could happen right here, and this could happen to just come stop out the people who are in sales right here, and then maybe it does the continuation back down. Price does that shit. It always fucking, for some reason, if you like, let's say if I would have secured here and I would have secured 17 pips, right? So now I'm risk free. The chances of price coming back up, taking me out at entry and continuing back down, that shit happens all the time. So that also could give you a potential re-entry if you missed out on the first entry. Alright, and I'm pretty sure that was it, right? We went over GBP/USD. So peace and love to anybody watching this. I commend you health, wealth, knowledge, wisdom for you and your entire family. Peace and love. Back to work.